when you look at the Western world, in order for them to be rich, they have to take from Africa. Girls are still being underrepresented, and even though there's been so much focus,
Right.
it's still, the number has not increased.
Really? You have your peace of mind here in Ghana. Have you been able to assimilate well?
Failure only occurs
Yeah.
when you give up. Trust me, Fiona,
Yeah.
I failed. I fell on my face. So now that I'm winning, it's because I failed.
Africa isn't behind, it's actually ahead based on clarity and its purpose. Can you expand a little bit on that? If it's okay, I'm going to delve into a bit of your background so that our audience gets to know a bit more about you, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, so you can tell by our tone that our accents are slightly different, slightly off the norm. We're in Ghana.
Yes.
And so am I right to assume that you were brought up in the UK, in London?
Correct, 100%. Yeah.
And please delve in a bit deeper with regards to your background and how we find ourselves.
Absolutely, sure. So my background, I've come from my parents, Jamaican heritage. So we had a really good upbringing. Dad, God rest his soul, my hero, my superhero, my mom, she's still here, love her to bits. And, coming from a two-parent family, and a Christian background, dad was a pastor. Mom was the lovely wife to what she was. She's the original disruptor.
Oh, wow.
But mom was the woman that made the house or the world go round. And every time when I talk about my mom, she's a phenomenal woman, because dad was the one that went out. He was the breadwinner.
Right.
So he was a man that when he walked, so I don't know if you know, a lot of Jamaican men, when they walk with so much pride.
Yes, that's swagger.
Yeah. Every time dad went out to church, his friends, his clothes were dry cleaned.
Oh, wow.
And he had character. And with that, he had an amazing wife, my mum, and she was that type of woman where there were 6 of us.
Okay.
Mum cooked every single day. So mum stayed at home, but mum cooked every single day. Yeah. So we had the Jamaican food, like the ackee and the saltfish.
Did you have roti? I love roti.
Yeah, we had roti, we had dumpling festival. Daddy's favorite was curry goat, oxtail. We used to make cow foot. We called it gummy foot.
Oh, wow.
We didn't like it, but we had no choice. We had rundown, we had turned caramel, all the Jamaican foods. Like we had it every single day without fail, the different types. Mum could make cakes. Mum was a seamstress, so mum made all our clothes. Mum did our hair. I say this simply. Superwoman. Even when she was 38, she had her son, my brother, he's 32. Mum went back to university.
Wow.
Right? So the reason why I'm telling you this journey is because dad was an engineer. So mum didn't have to, dad gave mum money, but she didn't have to spend that much because she could do everything
herself. Yeah, she made something out of nothing. Yeah,
right.
Okay.
And looked at him,
amazing.
You are absolutely phenomenal.
Amazing.
So literally, I remember, God rest his soul, when he was dying, I said, Dad, because when he left, but he got a lot of money. I said, Dad, what are you going to do with that money? Because I'm giving it to her. I said, what? All of it? Because she gave me my children, she looked after me.
Wow.
And he set my mum up in life and in death. And it just made me realize about life and how important it is to have character.
It takes you far, doesn't it? And sometimes, unfortunately, people don't see the value of character, but they see more of the substance and the wealth and the add-ons that people think that will take you far. So that's a really amazing lesson.
So the character talks about resilience, determination, passion, commitment, faithfulness. And that's what embodies me. That's who I am. You know, coming from a creative background, you know, play the piano, sing from church,
I
worship
never knew
leader,
that.
girl.
Okay.
My brothers, they're professional, you know, musicians.
Really?
Yeah, top musicians, like play the guitar, the piano, you name it, everything. We used to play at church.
Wow. You sound
know,
like the Jackson 5.
no, they were brothers that literally at home we were the Jackson 5. You could say my sister could sing. We had church in our mum and dad's bedroom every Sunday.
Wow.
It was just, the memories are just beautiful. So that's my background of Jamaican heritage. Then I was fortunate to move over to Jamaica as a young child.
Okay.
So when I went there.
Sorry to interrupt. So you were born in the UK, but went to Jamaica.
Went to Jamaica because my behavior was bad, Fiona.
You too.
My behavior was bad
You
in the
too.
UK. I had no behavior. My mom and dad said, we're taking you to Jamaica.
Wow. Wow. How old were you?
I was 8 because my behavior was bad.
Okay.
I just couldn't settle in.
Like how bad? Feel free. It's, okay, a tiny example.
I was bad.
Okay.
I was bad.
Okay.
I was so bad that when I tell you a bit more, becoming a teacher and a deputy head, I understood and I was able to deal with the bad behaving children because I understood. I was able to yes. Because school was boring. I didn't want to learn about the Tudor. I didn't want to know about the Saxon. I didn't like it.
Right.
Didn't like it. But I remember being supplemented after school. We did steel bands. I did drumming.
In Jamaica?
No. Sorry, I come back in the UK.
Okay.
So I was great at the performing and the creative side.
Right.
In Jamaica now, let me tell you that story, girl.
Wow.
When Jamaica decided that me and my brother decided we're going to come with the same bad behavior.
You saw Pepe.
Pepper, listen. Wow. So this woman didn't know who she was. She hit me. I said, you can't hit me. Who are you? Didn't realize it was my mom's big sister. So when my beat me, when I went back and told my mom, I got another beating.
Wow.
They were all beating us.
Left, right, and center.
Left, right, and center. So that, because I saw role models, my aunties they were head teachers. They were in government. They had some top jobs in Jamaica, and that's what I saw.
Okay.
So when I came back to the UK, that's what I aspired to. I wanted to be a judge when I was younger.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to be a judge, but I lucked.
Well, was that because you had seen
what it looked like?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Jamaica.
it's like I can be because I can see.
Because I saw every black person was in top jobs.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know, they're disciplinary.
Yeah.
My mum's family did not muck about. They don't muck about. They were outstanding. Every single one of them. They did exceptionally well.
It's interesting because, again, I won't divulge too much of my brother's story. He recently wrote an article. He works with the BBC, and he wrote an article about him being sent home, as in Ghana home, in order to straighten him out. And, you know, he came with his big bad self thinking that, okay, well, my mum's not there. My dad had recently passed. You know, I wasn't there. So he thought that he can still do him, you know, but he, again, I might put the link in the comments, but he really valued seeing people that looked like him in top places. There wasn't, I was gonna say there wasn't discrimination. There may be like tribal stuff, but we're all, you know, the same, we're all one, you know? And so that was something that really resonated with him. And now, God being good, he's, you know, an amazing producer, journalist back at the BBC, in their 20 plus years. So
phenomenal.
As hard as it was for my mom and, you know, for family members and things like that, it's invaluable.
Absolutely.
It's invaluable. So I completely get it.
And, you know, being in Jamaica, it was good because the mom and dad really embodied the culture in the UK. So when we got to Jamaica, the foods we knew.
Good.
Yeah, we expected it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, you weren't experimenting.
No, just give us the food. That's what we get at home. So we were able to just fit in the food, the culture, the music.
Lovely.
The only thing dealing with the lights out and staying in so we stayed in like a village in St. Mary, beautiful by the mountains.
Oh wow.
So it was different.
Okay. But kind of rurally, was it a bit rurally?
Yeah, dealing with the toilets and it was hard.
Okay.
Because I wasn't used to that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, like outside
wasn't used to that.
And
really wasn't used to it. But it taught us to value being together. It taught us about just hanging out. We went out to the river. We washed our clothes. It gave us some real life skills, you know. Real life skills. We got to meet a million of our family.
Wow.
Everyone was our family. So it was a really good experience for me. It taught me a lot about my culture.
And did your siblings also get the same from it? Or
I believe so, because they all have that, in terms of the Jamaican heritage, in terms of the food, the culture, the values, you know, definitely. Because when we talk and we come together, we're able to reminisce.
Right, and identify.
And our children are they're more Jamaican than us.
Really?
Yeah, I just think, really?
And they're in the UK?
Just about.
Wow.
Yeah, every opportunity they want to go to Jamaica.
So how are you marrying Jamaica? Because, how are you marrying now Jamaica, London, and then now coming to Accra?
Okay, it all happened in 2013 when I organized a trip with the schools to Accra.
Okay.
And then Cape Coast. And I thought, I've never been to Ghana, I've never been to Africa, let me go. Because I travel everywhere. Switzerland, Germany, Morocco, everywhere. I went everywhere, the US, everywhere. So I thought, let me go to Africa, let's check out Ghana. Fiona got to Ghana, and it was a supernatural experience. I can't even explain it.
Really? See, I keep hearing people say that, like they touch, they get to the airport, they get to Kotaka, and they're like, there's something about being on the soil, being in the motherland, and it's like a life-changing, like.
Yeah, I mean, I was still for 7 days. I lost weight. I had to kiss the ground, and I'm not really. I'm because I used to go to Jamaica every single, like twice, 3 times a year. I love Jamaica, but something happened when I got to Ghana, and then when I got to Cape Coast, to the Elmina Castle, it was a very difficult time being there and going through the castle, which I didn't really enjoy. And when I went there, and I was in terms of my Christianity, when I got to the castle, when I saw the different, you got the skeleton, be he dead or alive.
Yes.
Just trying to understand that historical context. What does that mean?
Right.
And going through the castle and seeing at the bottom where Black people were there and how we were brutalized, and just didn't get that. Yeah. But then I was heavily in the church back then, and then we had to go up to where the church was, and the church looked identical to the church that I was going on every Sunday.
Oh,
so that messed with my mental health. And then what did it for me? The door of no return did it for me. And at that point, I don't know what happened. And I was silenced. So I came back 2021. So literally about just under 10 years, just over 10 years. And when I came back, people thought I was crazy. Why are you coming back to Ghana? Why? I was only coming back for 3 weeks to do the same project. So we did a tech project with a school in Takoradi.
Okay.
So I was just coming back to just redo it.
Right.
For 3 weeks.
And then Ghana arrested you.
The sun was kissing me up.
Wow. Why am I leaving?
I was working remotely. So literally the 3rd week, I said, no, I got my immigration stuff. I got my work permit because of my business. I set up the foundation arm to Academy Achievers in Ghana.
Okay.
Started to work with different organizations, and I was able to get young people to work for us. So we set up the company based on that.
I know that you travel a lot. You said you're Morocco, Spain, Switzerland, traversing the planet. But I know that you're in London and Accra. How are you able to pivot between the two? Like, do you find yourself saying, chalet or something like that in London, or when you're here, are you more English? Like, how are you able to navigate the two spaces?
That's interesting. Really good question. When I'm in the UK, it's home. UK's home. You can just fit in, can't you? When I'm in the meetings with my counterparts, when I'm doing my contracts, I used to do a lot of work in terms of the governance, being a NED, being a director. So I've written a lot of the policies. Wow. So I'm able
to know it like the back of your hand.
Yeah, education,
navigate.
Banking, I get it. But when I'm in Ghana, being here for nearly 5 years, doing a lot of work back and forth, you learn to adapt, don't you? That's it. I've adapted the food, the people,
Yeah.
you know, how they behave. I see I'm behaving like that.
We'll get into that. We'll unpack right now.
So it's something sometimes you don't even realize it. But what I want to state though, for me, is the peace for me that passes all understanding.
Amen.
Being in Ghana.
Amen. That you can't buy. You can't buy it. Yeah.
So when I'm in the UK, it's home and I'm able to navigate because my family's there.
Sure.
But Ghana, that one, I don't know. It's just peaceful.
You see, and I think also people who are running away and wanting to go to the West, I understand it. I really do. I think I've been here long enough to actually understand and appreciate, the hardships and the struggles. And it's also important for people to travel to expand their worldview and different cultures. And so when people come from, whether it's the US or to Europe, from Europe, like, oh, you don't want to go there. Yeah. It's hard work. It's tough. You have to work 3 jobs. The black man this, the white man this. It's real.
It is.
But the gift of traveling and expanding your worldview and meeting different people, you can't buy it.
It's true.
So so I appreciate that when we are here or we come here and we have that peace, because it's a jungle out there. It really is. And we were born there. I was born there too. But at the same time, it's just like, well, you're never ever going to fully be embraced.
You're not.
And it is what it is. It
is.
But it's how you make it as well. The decisions and the choices that you make are also part and parcel of that. Yes. So I do agree with you that coming here does, like the peace that I have. I mean, when I go to the UK, I'm like, okay, you know what? 3 weeks. I think I can just do 3 weeks max, and then I'll come back because I know the good food will be here, the good weather will be here. My immediate friends and family are here. That zen, so I completely agree with you.
And I remember I used to say to my parents, like at one point, I just didn't get why they were in the UK. My dad's dad is a doctor and a farmer. And my mum's dad was a farmer.
Okay.
So they had land full of food.
Wait, in Jamaica?
Yeah, in Jamaica.
Right.
And they had land upon land, acres of it. And I'm looking at my parents and saying, are you guys okay? Why are we? I didn't get it. So we had plenty of food. We had sunlight.
We had abundance.
Yeah. I didn't understand it. And being here now, I can see it's the same. It's like being in Ghana. It's the replica to Jamaica. It's identical.
I keep hearing that. That it's a photocopy, but just bigger.
Yeah. So when I went to Aburi Mountains, I love that. I go there every Saturday.
Oh, nice.
So when I lived in Switzerland, I lived in the mountains, in the Swiss Alps. And my parents, and my parents are from St. Mary, the mountains.
Right.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow. So the dots, okay, I can see the dots connecting.
Right?
Yeah.
And you will see that when I align those experiences and being in those different countries and understanding that, I like to feel free when I'm just thinking, navigating and moving, because it's just very, 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 very peaceful. Very, very, very peaceful.
Gosh, you can't buy that. Yeah. Okay. You're saying that you have your peace of mind here in Ghana. Have you been able to assimilate well, even though you have your peace of mind here?
Definitely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm able to, how I've done that simply is I've been able to be very, very intentional with my time.
Okay.
So Mondays and Wednesdays are off. And I think that happened when I used to work in the UK. I didn't like Mondays, and I didn't like the fact that I didn't like Mondays because it's my time. Yeah. So now on the Mondays, I do me, I look after me. I spend that time where I write. I love writing. I've written like 4 books. I'm on my next 2 one.
Yes, briefly.
But She Disrupts, A Black Woman's Journey in STEM and AI Industries. So on the Mondays, I do a lot of writing, reflecting, meditation, and just doing that self-discovery. You know,
It's
what have I
important.
learned? It's very important. It's very important for my mental well-being, for my, you know, just life. And on Wednesdays is the Wednesday mental health day, like well-being day. And I go to the spas with the girls, go out, we enjoy. And what I find, Fiona, is that the fact that I'm able to do that, I work smarter.
That's it.
And I get the production. I'm efficient. The production in terms of what I'm able to produce with my my little friends, I'm just getting so much done, and it's so effective, and I'm seeing the impact. So with the project that I'm doing, the global project, the Be Me Digital Inclusion to raise 1 million. Global majority, and in particular Black women and girls in STEM,
Right.
AI, and Web3 by 2030, and aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals. You know, good education, gender, quality, development, and economic.
Wow.
World, climate change, partnerships, number 17.
My
I remember all the
gosh.
numbers. So
Wow.
they're all aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals, but also. She Disrupts. So my book, I did a tour. I talk about, we spoke at the event just to raise the awareness and to understand the disruption within the industry of AI. So being intentional, having those days where I'm able to relax and reset.
It's critical.
I'm able to run these 2 global programs and be able to be present at the same time, spend time with family, friends, equator. I can do that because I get to do me. So I give from my cup running over.
I'm sure that some people may find that difficult to believe because you're juggling so much, and as you said, you've got these 2 underpinning companies, global companies. It can quite easily just consume you.
Yes.
And you know, like I can't afford to have 2 days off a week, you know, to myself. Like, how is that possible?
I have a great team. It's about your team. It's your team. Right. I have an amazing team in the UK and across the globe, really. And they are disruptors. They understand the call. And I think because they are passionate, and also I have an amazing governance team.
Oh,
my
wow.
directors, my advisors, and they say, Paulette, what do you want? Anything you want, we're here. But also I have an extended support of Black women and even white men allies. They call it, what do you want?
Yeah.
And I'm getting
You need them too.
And
Yes.
African men, so we support you, we stand with you. So I'm not doing it alone, I promise you.
Wow.
I did before and it made me ill, and also AI, do the different tools. I don't need to do it alone. And also because we have a platform on our Be Me with women from across the globe.
Wow.
They are helping in different aspects of the organization. So it's as well as I'm empowering, I'm speaking across the globe. I'm mentoring, I'm coaching, and I'm doing this because I like it. It's not because I have to.
Yeah.
I love doing it. I wake up here every single morning and I enjoy doing it.
I must say that when I see you at your seminars and workshops, I do think about the energy and the time that you give to all of them, because you do make it look easy, but then knowing that something that looks easy comes with layered and layers of work and, you know, time and, you know, you make it look easy but I think it's because you're fulfilled. And as you said, you love what you do. So I kind of want to just give you a pat on the back with that, because
remember, I was in education. And that's what you do as a teacher. You teach and you have to plan. And sometimes you're teaching consistently and you're marking, you're understanding, you're analyzing the data, and you're at school 24/7. Plus you're doing after school clubs. I used to teach my daughter, my nieces. I'm like, it's something that I've been doing consistently for the last 20 odd years.
So really, it's just a different industry, but same tools that you're bringing with you, essentially.
Skill set, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been able to empower other people and train them. So I don't have to do that anymore. I just say it. Now they're saying it. Like the other day, my daughter works for me, and she was being interviewed.
Okay.
And I was listening to this chick. I didn't know it was her at the time. I said, "Who is this young woman? This woman's amazing." And this woman saying, "Oh, you know, my role model is my mom, and she's phenomenal. And look, I'm thinking, who is your mum? We couldn't make it up.
Really?
And I said, Chick, is that you? She said, yes, it's me.
Oh.
And I'm like, so I know if I was to leave, God forbid, this way, if I was to part, my daughter would be able to take up the mantle.
Look at that.
Because she is exceptional.
And that's what we're talking about with my son. He's 10 and he's in the creative industry. I mean, I know, like, you know, he's 10, he's at school, but the skills that he has learned and built over the last 4 or 5 years of his life, when he was like 6.
Wow.
6 years old.
Bless him.
You know, I'm confident that, you know,
he's the future.
We're in safe hands.
He's
indeed.
The future. So
indeed.
That is when I love children. I'm passionate about young people.
Clearly.
Yeah. And I've always known that when I used to be in the classroom, we used to learn, we used to be free. They had these inquisitive and creative minds. And I've come with them with robots saying, listen, we're going to do, Miss, this is how we can hack into the system. I'm like, what?
Wow.
And these young people, I would teach them one thing and they would come back with a whole, in fact, they were the epitome of innovation. Because they were able to be free.
Yes, and they don't have any mental blocks. There's nothing like,
no.
We can't do it, or I don't know how to do it. They'll just go and try.
And they were allowed to fail, because failure only occurs when you give up. Miss, we got it wrong. That's okay. Let's do it again. How do we improve? Blah, 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 blah.
I think you need to repeat that to those at the back who didn't hear you.
Failure only occurs when you give up. Trust me, Fiona, I failed. I fell on my face. So now that I'm winning, it's because I failed.
Please, just give us like 1 or 2 failures. We're not going to elaborate on them, but just like, how were you able to pick yourself up from those embarrassing or exhausting moments?
So the first time I used to fail, when I left school, I wanted to be a judge. I was looking to that work experience to work in law firms. And I wrote about 1,000 letters, and every one of those letters came back as a no. Wow. That's the first thing. When I did my master's in information communication technology, then I did my MBA, which was the best executive master's ever. I was like, what? I'm ready. And it was in tech. I specialize in AI. Right. And I wanted to, then I knew that I could get the top jobs. So I started to apply. And it was a no. I got the interview, but I was too ahead of my time.
Really?
So they did it, even when I was a Ned.
They didn't get it.
Didn't. I'm like, guys, I can tell you about the new and emerging. Yeah. All this.
This is the future.
All what's happening now. I studied it literally 20 years ago, and I was telling these directors, and they were they didn't have a Scooby-Doo. And that's why I said I can't. That's why I stepped down from every single director role, because they did not understand the future. And that's why I'm so successful, because I knew, and I told them that I can help plan. That I was able to develop the digital transformation strategy. They didn't get it. I did a lot of work with Google in Switzerland. And I was telling them, I have the Bible, it's here. Like, they didn't get it. So I just applied it to my organization, and here we are.
Wow. That's really inspiring. So again, as you said, the numerous failures have led you to
success,
where you are today.
Yeah, done well. And we're doing well, and we're winning.
What gives you that pride of running such an institution, global institution?
So what gives me pride is that when I speak, I'm a motivator. I inspire young women. And what makes me say, yes, well done, is when I see other women that looks like me who are vulnerable, but they come back and say, Paulette, I get it. That's the
aha moment for you.
Yeah. And I'm inspiring women as young as babies to 70-year-old. They're coming to me and say, Paulette, I'm 70. Is there any hope? And I'm saying, absolutely. Some are coming to me at 80, 90. We don't get it. Explain. And they are getting it. They're being part of the community where they're able to help their young people or their grandchild. Paulette, we want to make sure that our young child gets into the semiconductor industry, get into biodiversity, get into be a biomedical engineer, chemical engineer, understand what is an AI evangelist. What does that mean? What does that look like? A data science.
What does that mean?
So that's what I am, an AI evangelist.
Evangelist.
Yeah, you just
Wow.
Yeah. So what's an evangelist?
Yes, somebody who speaks the word and projects
That's it.
and gets followers.
That's it. That's exactly what I am.
Oh wow! Is that a term, an actual term?
It is.
AI
That's
evangelist.
There you go.
Look
so
at that.
This is you heard it here.
Wow.
On your show.
I'm speaking to an AI evangelist.
Yeah. So that's
interesting.
what we do. And also, I did a lot of work around being a data analysis, a data scientist, just because data is my thing. I love data. Yeah.
Right.
And you mentioned I received the MBE, but I also received the Freedom of the Borough for Newham. That's where I was born.
Oh wow!
So I work closely now with the mayor of the borough and
Borough of Newham.
Newham, and she. Wow. So when I won the award in February, she said, "No, we want you to be the
February 2025. Just now.
2025. They asked me to be the economic ambassador, data ambassador for Newham, and doing work and helping to really look at the data and break it. Well, I've always done that.
That's you.
I've always, I understand data to the point where I knew in different wards where the issues were in terms of obesity, those who were, how much money people were getting, why there was so much poverty. I understood about the wealth gap, the education gap, especially the attainments in terms of the GCSE level. I could go on and on and on.
Really just breaking it all down.
And that's why we got funding from government, from MOPAC. Have you heard of MOPAC? The Mayor of Policing and Crime. Okay. I did a lot of work around that. We got a lot of money to support young people who were in youth-related, gang-related activities.
Okay.
So I knew all the gangs' name in across London.
Wow.
And I knew Newham was the highest. I knew all the wards. I knew who they were. I worked with the police. We had it. I said, these young boys, a lot of them, they understood the technology because they had two different types of fun. They understood being online and not being online. And I said, guys, you guys need to be trained up because these young people, if I was their teacher,
it'll be over. It'll be over.
If they were in my lessons, that's why I'm not saying that's why they got into crime, but they understood the technology.
Right. And it's just basically just turning it and just using it for good. That's it. But the software is already there, right?
Yeah, it's always been there. They've got different products and they've sexed it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
But the technology is super intelligent and it's definitely disrupting.
So you've spoken about your biggest joys, but what's your biggest challenge? What challenge have you had now that you're, in this space that you're in?
So the biggest challenge I believe was seeing so many Black women who are entrepreneurs who are doing amazing stuff and not having access to the funding, lack of funding. So sometimes with me, I don't normally go through certain things. I think I project what other people are going through. I'm learning not to do that as much. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I see you're suffering, it really has an
You're
impact.
an empath.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It really has. Yeah, and I've got to be very careful. Well, who and when I have surrounded myself around different people.
I get you.
Yeah. So I see, and I think that's what pushed me more. So that's why I like to give. So that's one of my problems is the fact that I see Black women. I talk about Black women and African women that, especially in Ghana, when the women, I get up at 4:00 in the morning and I see Black African women out there selling and they do that consistently every single day. And that's their bread. They send their children to universities across the globe.
I'm telling you.
They buy their clothes.
I'm telling you. Those women at Community One and Makala, they're not playing. The coins that they're collecting, some of them, not all, but
I've just seen, I've been inspired by that.
Yeah.
Another challenge I would say is, not so much now, but the reason what prompted me to write my book, She Disrupt, was the fact of being left behind and understanding the oppressive algorithms and what that meant for Black women and not being around the table. So there was this instance where I was part of the the United Nations Pulse, and they were talking about developing a AI framework for Ghana. And I was part of that conversation. And they're making all these decisions. And I'm like, wait a minute. Ghana has 16 regions. Why is there no one from
representing not even one of them?
Where are the key players? Where are the designers? This really? And if I hadn't written my book, my voice would not have been heard.
Right.
So in my book, there's a chapter about Ghana, and I talk about that.
About Ghana?
Yeah, about the ethical, responsible AI. So I've been talking about this. When I got to Ghana, that's when I wrote my book. I said, you cannot do that. They had people from other countries who don't look like us who are around the table. I said, no. 100%. And because I said, in Ghana, we're dealing with teenage pregnancy. We're dealing with young people being the high unemployment rate. We're dealing with so much, but at the same time, they're innovative.
Yes, exactly. Very creative. Yeah. You just need to just navigate and just turn the tables in just a different direction and just shed light with regards to whether there's resources, personnel, just facilities. It is a game changer.
So it is. And so now we're in an era of, generative AI and agentic AI. But what's interesting was, I was excited. We have a high number of youth employment. It's so high. It's across Africa.
Yeah.
And then versus an aging population in the Western.
Yes, in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
But these African talent, they are exceptionally intelligent. And I can say this, and I'm credible in saying this because I'm an educator. Yeah. The theoretical understanding.
Yes. Yes.
That's out of the box.
So what we need is the practical.
We need the practical. We need the correct devices.
Yes.
We need data. Yeah. We need funding to support our young people. But not only the young people, because I feel that there is a disconnect between the young people and the elders.
I think so too. And I don't think much light is also shed on the elders. They're kind of left to fall off the cliff.
Yeah, and it's wrong.
No,
and it's really important that we do merge the two together, because that would be culture just gone.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not able to document their experiences
because what will it look like in the next 100 years? That cannot die.
Yeah.
It has to be lived. But the one thing I can tell, the young people are being disruptive. They're not following the norm. Like, before everybody wants to work for the big fours or the corporates. They're becoming entrepreneurs. They're using the tools. Look at your son, for example. He's going to be a multi-millionaire. Like,
it does scare me, because even just like, well, I'm like this. So I can't, I'm on my phone and it's like, Mom, just you see what I mean? Just like, okay.
And they are outperforming those top organizations, these young people.
I believe that.
It's 100% is happening.
So can you give me an example of one of these young ladies? I'm probably fast forwarding, but I know you do a lot of work with young girls on the continent and in Ghana. But can you give me an example of a young lady that you've met and she has just run with it?
I'm going to tell you.
Please.
So last year, what are we now? May?
Yeah.
June. Goodness. So October, we had a collaboration with KPMG Ghana, where we ran a career event. And we had over 500 young people apply. We only could have a time. It was 40 young people that were able to come. And but we were very, how I am when my team's emails and just support. So we would get in the young people. They all came, but there was one girl that she missed the deadline.
Okay.
But she was determined. Yeah. So she came. She rocked up.
She came anyway.
She rocked up. So I'm asking her a question, and she was a bit shy, but she was able to tell me that she was studying in the last year biomedical engineer. So I thought, okay, cool, that's fine. So I put out another call out and I said, okay, I'm having in February this year, we had our first She Disrupts event. We took it face to face because before we were doing it online.
Okay.
We did it face to face, and I thought, you're biomedical engineer student. So I said, tell me your journey. I'm going to get you to talk on my show. She's like, what? And, she thought, okay, cool. She did it. And she spoke, and I went up with her because I said, our host, I go, even if you get it wrong, you fail, that's fine. But tell us your journey. And she got a bit nervous, and I was able to step in. I said, continue now. I'm giving it back to you. And she was on fire
with it.
But it gets better. We had an event with Betty, who's the woman that disrupts blockchain, my friend. And I spoke, Betty spoke, and there was two other ladies that spoke. And Gladys is a girl. She came and volunteered. So every event I've had, Gladys has been there. Last week, Wednesday, she said, Madame Paulette, please come to our work I can never pronounce it. It's the Presbyterian Hospital. I got it right. In a brewery. Oh my God.
Live here, you got it right. Yeah.
So she took me there and she took me through, explained to me about the robotics that she used. So in terms of the biotechnology, she explained it, and they all welcomed me. And then she introduced me to the head of the hospital.
Okay.
And she goes, Madame Paul, I have to tell you the truth. I didn't get onto the program. I heard about it and I came because I wanted to meet you and because I want to be like you. And I'm like, and I said, why are you telling me this now? She goes, because you inspire me. Because you have made me change my mindset. So I've written about it. I'm just gonna share it.
Wow.
And she goes, I volunteer because I love what I'm doing, but I want so much more. I want to be like you. I said, no. I said, you're gonna be better than me. She goes, I take that.
Wow.
So Gladys is my hero.
Like she drew from you.
Her and so many other stories, but hers is more recent.
It's interesting because when we were at the Africa Women's Entrepreneurship, and you did that awesome seminar, 650 women that were engaged and, they were just like on fire. And I think at the beginning of your session, they were a bit like, and you're asking questions and, of course, Paulette's like, causing like a hurricane in the room and like, asking questions and things. By the end of that session, women didn't want to sit down and get the joke. I was supposed to be following her after that. So I was just like, how am I going to follow this? But women couldn't even sit down. They were like, yes, and me. And they wanted to tell their stories.
And that's it.
And they were so personal.
They were.
It's not like, one day I did this and one day, they were talking about their marriages. They were talking about their health. They were talking about their children, how they lost themselves, and how they're coming back. This renaissance. So you really have this gift or this art of igniting people's spirits and igniting their fire and I must say that you also do that for me too.
Really?
Yes. Oh no, you do. Every time like we're on the phone, I'm like,
bless
you.
Do it. You've got to do it. We have to do it together.
So it's a gift. It's a gift you have. It really is. So as techie as you are and as learned as you are, yes, that's that human side, that positive glow, that spirit, it emanates, and you can't lie. Do you know what I mean? Like you see it. So can you talk to us about your book and what's possible with AI in today's world and tomorrow's future?
So I do I lead the BB Digital Inclusion, and I will bring in my book as well. So I normally I advocate for more representation of Black women, African women in the space. And the reason being because there's a lack of us, okay? And I advocate for women to be the players, the designers and the creators and understand the algorithms because of the biases, the unconscious biases and the people that are creating it that don't look like us.
Mm-hmm.
But with the possibility of AI, I talk from AI for good and what it can do in terms of the products, in terms of business enterprise, in terms of the different industries, how it's disrupting and how we can definitely be a part of that. And not to be afraid, because there's so many AI tools, so many. You got the generative AI, you've got ChatGPT, you've got Midjourney, you got Jasper. I mean,
yes.
You got Rock, you got Deepfake, you got so much. It goes, no. You got some Gemini. Gemini's really, really good, actually.
Yeah, actually, my husband was Gemini.
Claude.
Yeah.
And when we're able to use a tool that can help you become more efficient, help you do work that normally would have taken you probably 8 weeks, can take you half an hour. It's really a game changer. And I want to encourage and I speak and advocate for Black women, African women. Don't be afraid. Step out there, because the potential of AI and what it can do for your business, especially entrepreneurs, small businesses, you can really leverage it. Yeah. There are courses out there. We do mentoring. So part of the global BME program, this is how we support and we offer empowerment to our young women. So we do the BME mentoring, and we have an AI platform. So the mentors are assigned to the mentees, Yeah, based on the platform we're using. It's underpinned by the blockchain technology. And what we look at in terms of the mentoring is we support our young women into CV writing, interview techniques.
Great. I was going to ask you what examples of.
Right. Okay. So even the jobs, AI Evangelist, what does that mean? Data scientist, data analysis, cybersecurity. Right. All the different and new jobs that are coming within the AI space. We've got quantum computing. Yeah. We've got the different industries like biodiversity, space tech, semiconductors. Right back now, globally, there's only 0.5% of women in the semiconductors.
Wow.
That's from a recent report I read.
Globally.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's the data.
Okay.
Gosh. So if that's globally, I want to know what is it for us?
Yes. What are the numbers?
And it's very it's abysmal. It's low. So I'm championing to get more women in that space to say, explore. Half of people apply for jobs, in particular white men. They apply, and some of them don't have the credential, and they go. If you look on LinkedIn, some of these people got these big roles.
Yeah.
Look at their background in comparison to you and I. We've got these degrees.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do look at their profiles,
they
and
don't have it because they've got more
audacity and confidence.
That's what we need. Yeah. With the Be Me Digital Inclusion, we offer the 12 weeks mentoring. Okay, where we offer CV writing, interview techniques. We do session on self-confidence, a growth mindset. So you have the fix and the growth.
Great.
We talk about, support them in terms of exams preparation.
Okay.
We support them in terms of opportunities, especially the next pillar is for them to get opportunities to go to the tech companies where their mentors are.
Okay, great.
And what that means is that they get to enjoy a day in the life
of whatever.
Lovely. Yeah, especially if they're mentor, they get to see them because it's virtual. We do that. We're currently doing that now. So we're running the mentoring now.
Okay.
Across the globe, and we're doing the tech visits. So when I go back to the UK, I'll be going to the tech companies.
Fantastic.
We're working with Sienna, Cole, London Stock Exchange.
Oh, wow.
Got quite a lot because I can't remember all of it. But we also do the work experience, internal and internship and virtual work experience for year 10s. And we also do where we go into schools, we do workshops, we do assemblies. We just interview, we're doing some research. We have a Digitech forum with our alumni and also with heads of schools, the girls.
Oh, nice.
And they come and we talk about, we just had a meeting on Friday, a global one with the Digitech forum. And we talk about the state of AI, quantum computing. What does that mean for us? And we get to hear their challenges. And then what we're doing, we're mapping the Digitech Forum governance team, which is the youth, with our governance team, the directors. And they are able to, so the governance, the directors and the advisors, they are going into the tech companies with to see what is the tech company about.
Because sometimes when they're up in their lofty offices, sometimes they don't really know what's happening on the ground.
Yeah, but my governors are saying, no, we're part of it. How can we help you? So they are, not only are they directors and advisors, global advisors, they are ambassadors. So they get involved. We also do where the tech companies go into the schools.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
They do a session. We have our technical platform where we teach HTML, CSS, Java, Python, ethical.
Sorry to interrupt, but and again, this is mainly girls, or is this a mixture now? Are these boys and girls? Because I know some people might say, "Oh, you're leaving the boys behind."
Yes, they've always said that. In fact, one time we were doing a session for the girls. Twice this happened. Very shameful. So we went to a school in Ghana and we were doing robotics, and so I came and I spoke. This is for the girls. The boys were like, "Hey, Charlie!" I said, no. But they literally said, "No, this is not only for the girls. We want to be." So I had to change. When I went to the UK and the boys realized what was going on, they said, "We're not leaving this classroom. You're going to involve us."
Yes.
I said, "We'll only involve you unless you support the girls." And they said, "Yes."
Okay.
So yes, we do get a lot of boys saying, so they can come.
See on one of your, I think some images that you had in the UK. I mean, I know predominantly there were girls, but then I did see some boys in there.
The boys said, we went to assembly, they said, "We're not." When the boys realized we were talking, they go, "No, miss, we're not leaving. We behave ourselves. We'll be good." Because we were mucking about. So, "No, miss, They came back because, Mum, we behave. We promise. I promise.
Oh,
And they were amazing.
good. Okay, that's because I know it. You know, the boy child. Yeah. Okay.
We won't leave them behind. Remember, I'm an educator. So I always say to parents and teachers and head teachers that my platform, what I teach, I used to be head of computer science.
Right.
I used to be head of e-learning. So whatever I teach the girls, you can replicate it. It's there for the boys.
Yes, and we are. I was gonna say we are better teachers. My husband wouldn't like that, but like some would say that with the girl child education, there's far too much emphasis on them, and as a result, our boys are falling behind or lacking behind. What are your thoughts on that?
So again, I have to draw on my experience as an educator. So when I used to teach, I was responsible for the whole academy. We couldn't leave anyone behind, right? So if my girls are going to get A, my boys had to get A as well. So I would never, ever promote, even though I advocate for more girls.
Sure.
Because when I did my robotic sessions and my computer science, it was only boys that attended. There was no girls.
So they weren't encouraged, or they didn't feel that they had the confidence, or they didn't see themselves in those spaces.
It only happened when they saw me.
Right. So
they saw me. So the boys will come, but the girls will say, yeah, we're coming as well. Because Miss Watson can do it. So can I. So I do. What I love about, I remember I was in the Uber with an African leader, and he said to me, you know, and I'm going to bring in, even now, just talking to you and the behind the scenes and your amazing team are really involved with the conversation and saying, well, what about the boys? The guy said that he was saying, I love what you're doing, but if you leave the boys, how are they going to support the women? And another guy says to me, Paulette, goes, what you're doing, my good friend, he goes, I love what you're doing, but my mental health, if we're putting so much emphasis on women, what's the role for the man?
Yeah. What happens?
And it made me have to step back in terms of men feeling depressed as well.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, cool, let me bring it back. Because Paula, please remember the men. Because if we're feeling vulnerable already through COVID, and we need to feel like a man, because that's our role. Yes. We provide.
Yes, exactly.
How do you incorporate that?
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm going to incorporate, because my dad was a man, he was a leader. And I respect my dad even in death because of the values he instilled. And I need our boys to be able to support our women. And our women to be able to support our men. It has to go hand in hand. Because remember, our culture, whether I come from Jamaica or Africa, the home, it's family first, isn't it?
It is.
So the man and the woman needs to come together.
Yeah, that unit. Because if that isn't strong, then it's everything else, and the repercussions, I mean, we see it all the time.
So I advocate so my organization is young people, children and young people, but the Be Me focuses on women and girls. Okay. But we're still it's the same thing. It's just that snippet is just to get to raise that data. And you know what's sad? That dial has not changed. It's still the same. Girls are still being underrepresented. And even though there's been so much focus, it's still, the number has not increased.
Really?
Yeah. Or if it has increased, slightly. So much research, so much work, so much everything. But the creative side of it, we just have to look at it through a different lens.
I remember you had mentioned in your book, actually, that Africa isn't behind, is actually ahead based on clarity and its purpose. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Yes, definitely. Again, with Africa, Ghana, Jamaica, Caribbean, we're all about values. And recently I had a trip to Nigeria, and I was around women who were billionaires, and they spoke about their journey where they started from nothing. And I'm looking at them like, wow, like nothing. Wow. And they started from nothing and they built a multi-billion company. So when I say that Africa is not behind, it may seem, because when you look at the Western world, in order for them to be rich, they have to take from Africa. We have gold here.
Yeah.
Right about now, the CD has been back by gold.
Yes, it is.
And if the gold is able, somebody is in government is so clever that they were able to understand the fiscal policy. And I understand it because when I did my MBA, I was teaching economics. They're able to use gold to be able to bring it back and say, you know what, we are leading. So when you're being raped for your resources and you leave a country depleted, but they can't have internet access to get access to the information. Their land.
Yeah.
Remember, you could just go out into your back garden and the food is there.
Yeah, fertile land.
Fertile. And they've taken everything from Africa in their own back gardens. Why? But good thing is we have leaders that are, and our young people coming out.
I know.
They say, no, because they were able to understand the theoretical when it comes to the tech, when it comes to physics, when it comes to chemistry, and they were able to read when there was no light and understand in fact, the African children, they ate the books in terms of the knowledge.
Yeah, they're true. Yeah.
And they're able to unpack that computer, they're able to draw the keyboard on, make it make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are the creator. So when you are the creator, you can never be left behind because it starts from here. I'm excited for you, and I'm excited to the point where I can't contain myself.
So just hold on to that excitement for a second. What are you envisaging the next 10 years that we're going to land and close shop on the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, I'm going to see I'm seeing the innovation now. Yeah. But what I'm going to see is more in terms of the agri-tech. I'm going to see us being able to shape policy, but being able to support other countries and be the ones leading, and they're becoming to us for the support, rightfully so.
Because it all did stem from...
Everything came from here. So the future for me is so bright. I don't believe in terms of the scaremongering. I'm very passionate about, I understand about the super intelligence, but I want the super intelligence to involve us, not just one group or particular group. I don't feel that, I know that they're not as clever.
We should be on at the table.
We are the table.
Oh. On that note, Paulette Watson, MBE, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for having us today.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you.